Kia ora, my name is Claire Alley and welcome to my YouTube channel. So if you are new here, please make sure you subscribe, as every week I drop a new yoga flow and you definitely don't want to miss it. And if you do like today's class and you are returning, then leave a comment below, subscribe to my newsletter and join the Facebook community. Get yourself involved. So today's flow is about cultivating inner strength and mental resilience. And this week I've been talking a lot about how we can use the yoga practice to help with anxiety. So today's flow is it's super fiery, it's a core practice, and I really, my challenge to you is to lean into the areas of discomfort. So if you're not feeling safe in a pose, and if it really doesn't, feel right in your body, then use your common sense, back off, take yourself out of it. But if it is discomfort that you are feeling, my challenge is to breathe into it, to lean into it, and to actually see where it takes you, and use the practice to practice that muscle that says, hey, I'm going to make friends with this discomfort and I'm actually going to use it to my advantage. Because if you can do that on the mat, when you take it off the mat, you'll be winning in life. So to begin with, we'll start laying down and just bring the soles of the feet to the mat. Take a big relief breath. So big inhale in and exhale to sigh it out. Just take 3 rounds of breath to center your energy and ground down into the mat. And we'll go for one more relief breath. This time as you exhale everything out, perhaps make a big sound. Big inhale in and exhale. Place the palms on the mat and then tilt your pelvis forward so that there's a big arch between your lower back and the mat. And then once you've got that arch, start to draw your navel in and take the spine down to the mat. So we're just going through some pelvic tilts. This is like cat-cow, but you're doing it on the mat. So as you inhale, you open the chest and arc through the spine, and then as you exhale, you draw the belly button down towards the mat. The hips don't need to lift, you're still keeping the sit bones on the mat. And just take 3 more of these and see if you can really accentuate the movement. And last one. Then plant your palms down and start to press your hips up towards the ceiling, press into the feet and tuck your pelvis, and then exhale lower. Again, inhale to rise and exhale lower. So you're really finding a neutral pelvis here. This isn't so much of a back bend, it's more about tucking the pelvis and sending the tailbone down towards the feet. And last one, press into the feet, glide the hips up and tuck the tailbone and exhale lower. Draw the knees into the chest and just rock backwards and forwards on the sit bones. You can take the legs all the way over the head. And taking hold of the ankles, roll over onto the hands and knees. So you'll extend the left fingertips forward, right leg back. See if you can neutralize your pelvis and square your hips. Big inhale to lift, and then exhale breath, draw the elbow towards the knees, squeeze everything up. Inhale to extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. So just really slow down the movement here. The slower your movement, the more concentrated you need to be, and the more strength that you need to use. If we're just rushing through the movement, we're not actually engaging a lot. And last one. And release. Opposite side. Right fingertips reach forward, left heel goes back. Big inhale, breath to reach, and then exhale, elbow comes to the knee. Again, really see if you can slow it down. I could even go a little bit slower. And last one, elbow to knee. And then gently release. Send your sit bones up towards the ceiling, come into a downward dog. Just paddle out the feet from side to side, move the hips, shake the head, so a little bit of free movement. Just waking everything up. And then we'll go big inhale into the nose. And exhale, side out. Come onto the balls of the feet, roll through the spine, take plank pose. And just hold here. Really feel a sense of buoyancy and lightness in your plank. So it doesn't need to be heavy. Don't worry too much about the alignment. More focus on the feeling of engagement. So we're lifting up and engaging through your core, pressing the floor away. Big inhale breath and exhale, take it back, downward dog. And then we'll go inhale into plank pose. And exhale, downward dog. You can do this in your own time with your own breath. See if you can really accentuate the movement coming forward. So you get this undulation through the spine. And exhale, you take it back. So you're really extending your movements and making the most of each movement. And then we'll meet in plank pose. Lower the knees down, take the shoulders forward of the wrists, and lower the belly all the way down. Take the arms out behind you. Inhale breath to lift up through the chest, lift up through the legs, fan through the toes, and then switch on your lower belly. Lift it in and up. Check in, make sure the breath is still free flowing. See if you can lift a little bit higher, draw the shoulders back. And exhale, gently lower. Plant the palms underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, and in one swift movement, see if you can press up plank pose. Exhale, take downward dog. Raise the heels and just start to walk the feet up towards the hands. Take opposite hands to opposite elbows. Let all your weight hang heavy. Take a big inhale in. And exhale, side out. Bend into your knees, plug through your feet. Slowly roll yourself up to stand. Inhale, breath, arms raise up over the head. Shake out the hips, give yourself a nice big stretch. And then step forward to the front of your mat. So I'm hoping you guys can still see me in the camera. Yes, you can. Okay, so step forward to the front of the mat. We'll take it through 3 sun salutations just to get everything warm. So inhale, breath, arms rise up, reach up through your fingertips. Exhale, hinging from your hips, hollow out your belly, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, breath, plant your palms, step back plank pose. Lower your knees down, take your shoulders forward of your wrists and lower the belly all the way down. Inhale into cobra, draw shoulders back. And exhale, breath. Extend back, take downward dog. Raise the ankles, bend the knees, and jump or step to the top of the mat. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend into your knees, plug through your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up. And exhale, hands come to heart center. And we go again. Inhale, breath, arms rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, breath, plant palms, step back, plank pose. This time, take the shoulders forward of the wrists, hug the elbows in, lower to a halfway plank. Hold. And then lower the belly all the way down. Inhale, breath to lift up through the chest, draw the shoulders back. And then exhale to come to downward dog. Raise the bend the knees, and jump or step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, breath, arms rise up. And exhale, hands come through to heart center. So as we flow through this last one, see if you can really plug in and use the breath to find that free flow. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, breath, plant the palms, step back, plank pose. This time, take shoulders forward of the wrists, lower halfway plank. Either option 1, come onto your belly, or option 2, flip the toes and come into upward dog. Exhale, take it back, downward dog. Raise the ankles, bend the knees, and jump or step to the top of the mat. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend into your knees, plug through your feet. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, hands come through to heart center. Take a breath. And then moving on this time, bending into the knees, circling the arms, find chair pose. Tuck your tailbone and send the energy into your heels. Reach through your fingertips. Take 3 deep breaths here. Again, lean into that discomfort and lean into being in the pose, and just observe the sense that you actually want to escape it. Be in it. Use the breath. Reach up through your fingertips. Hands come through heart center. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant palms. This time, step back, downward dog. Picking up the right leg. Kick the heel towards your sit bone and feel the opening through the left leg. Hold here. Then draw the right knee in towards the right tricep and pause. Hold. Inhale, breath, extend it back to behind you. This time, draw the right knee in towards the midline, squeeze it up and hold. Exhale, breath, take it back behind you. This time, draw the knee in towards the chest and then twist the abdomen and turn towards the left side. So the elbow taps the left elbow. Sorry, the knee taps the left elbow. Hold here and then plant your right palm down as you extend the left arm up over up towards the ceiling and lengthen through your left leg. See if you can hold. And then lower the leg, lift the hips high. Keep the breath going. Place the left hand down. Come back into a 3-legged dog. And then stack the right leg on top of the left. Extend the right arm high. So you're in a plank pose and hold here. So just pause to find your breath in side plank. Option 1 to stay here. Option 2, raise the right leg, step it back behind you and come into a nice wild thing. And you can just start to circle out that top arm. Gently make your way back, plank pose. Just shake the hips from side to side. Then take the shoulders forward of the wrists, hug the elbows in, lower to a halfway plank. Keep the breath going. Press up, high plank. Exhale, take downward dog. Pause for a moment. Find your breath. And then we take the opposite side. Extend the left leg back. Draw the knee in towards the left tricep and hold. Squeeze it high. Inhale, take it back behind you. This time, draw the knee in towards the midline and hold. Squeeze it high. Extend it back behind you. And this time, draw left knee in towards right tricep. Twist the abdomen, hold. And then pressing down through the left palm, send the right arm high and start to lengthen the left leg out straight. Keep the breath going. Place the left leg on the mat, lift the hips high. Place the right palm down, swing the left leg back, come into a three-legged dog. And then make your way into Vashisthasana side plank. So right palm plants into the center line, lift the hips high. Find yourself in the pose, just spend a few rounds of breath here. And then option to lift the left leg up, step it back behind you, and reach your left fingertips back. Keep the breath flowing. And then gently make your way back, plank pose. This time we come down onto the forearms, and then again just shimmy the hips from side to side. Pinch opposite hands to opposite elbows. Interlace the hands in front of you and then walk the feet up towards the elbows. Press the hips high and send the chest back towards the thighs. Walk your feet back, plank pose, and then pad yourself back into downward dog. Raise the ankles, bend the knees, jump or step to the top of the mat. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend into your knees, plug through your feet. Inhale, sweep the arms up over the head. And exhale, breath, hands come to heart center. Pause for a moment, take a few rounds of breath. And just observe anything that might be coming up, any kind of tension or frustration. Observe it, take a big breath. And see if you can just soften it. Moving on this time. Inhale, sweep the arms up over the head. Exhale, breath, hinging from the hips, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Plant your palms, step back, take downward dog. Picking up the right knee, draw the right knee in towards, picking up the right leg, draw the right knee in towards the chest. Step it between the hands, lower your back knee down. Take your palms to your front thigh and just glide your weight forward and tuck your pelvis. So yes, you can glide all the way forward like this, but find some integrity running up through the core and send the pelvis forward to really get through that back thigh. And then pressing through the palms, tuck through the back toes and lift up through the back leg. So you just come into a high lunge. Take the arms up over the head and then bend through the back knee, press the pelvis forward and hold here, zipping everything into the core. Frame through the front foot, start to lengthen out through the front leg, keep the back heel lifted. Again, keep the breath going, and when it feels tight or sticky or tense, actually lean into it. Lean into it, use your breath. By leaning into it, you soften it. Bend into the front knee, sweep the arms up. This time we take the hands out wide, take the left forearm underneath the right, bring the fingertips up towards the ceiling, draw the forearms away from you, and take the shoulders back away from the ears. So you might want to step that back foot in a couple of inches. And then you'll ground down through your right leg, draw the left knee in towards the chest, cross it over the right, and hook the toes, if you can, around your shin. Inhale to lift up through the chest, and then hinging your hips back, send your elbows forward. See if you can draw your awareness inwards. So in eagle pose, everything is drawing in. Nice big inhale, unravel your left leg, send it back behind you. Lift your chest forward, zip up through your lower belly, warrior three. Take the arms out wide, perhaps you'd like to interlace them and open up further into your chest. And then exhale to gently lower. Woo. Embrace the wobble, bring it back into high lunge. And then to finish the sequence, we'll hook the left elbow over the right knee, bring your hands to heart center, and lift the lower belly away from the front thigh. Frame your front foot, extend back, take downward dog. Take 3 deep breaths here. Just gonna fix my t-shirt. And then we flow through the opposite side. So left leg lifts. Draw the knee in towards the chest, step it between the hands, lower the back knee down. Take the hands onto the thigh. Press your pelvis forward, engage up through your core, and then take the weight forward. Tuck the back toes under, lift up through the back leg, arms can come up over the head. Bend into the back knee, jut the pelvis forward. Open the arms as much as you need to, just to kind of release the shoulders. And then framing through the front foot, lengthen through the front leg, the back heel stays lifted. Bending into the front knee, slowly bring your weight back up. We take the arms out wide. Right forearm crosses underneath the left. Fingertips up to come up towards the ceiling. Forearms draw away from you. Draw the shoulders back. You can step the back foot in if you need to. And once you hit that sweet spot between your shoulders, then glide yourself forward and take the right knee crossing it over the left, and you can hook the right toes around the shin as well. Inhale to lift up through the chest, and then you can, optional, to slowly bring your weight forward, find a hinge from the hips, and take the forearms to the thigh. If you're in sleeping pigeon, keep the chest open. And gently unravel, send the right leg back behind you. Keep the chest lifted. And option to take the arms out wide, or perhaps you interlace them, get further into the chest and the shoulders. Big inhale breath here. Gently lower your back leg, come into a lunge, reach up through the fingertips, and then hooking the right elbow over the left knee, palms come to heart center. Lift the lower belly away from the front thigh. Get that breath going. Framing the front foot. Step back, take downward dog. Raise the ankles, bend the knees, and jump or step to the top of the mat. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Plug into your feet, bend into your knees. Inhale, sweep the arms up over the head. Reach up through your fingertips. And then exhale, breath, hands come to heart center. Take a couple of rounds of breath here, just centering your energy, plugging back in. And then gently release. So For this next exercise, you will need a wall. So take your mat if it's handy to a wall. If not, you only need about this much space of wall. So a wall, a pole, a column, anything where you can have this much space for your legs. And then we will take our hands and knees down. Press into the palms so that the palms are at shoulder width apart. Press into the palms and start to walk your feet up the wall. Coming into L shape, you want your hips to be in alignment with your feet and your hands underneath your shoulders. Lift up through your lower belly, press through your palms. Hold here. And then if you would like to, you can start to raise one leg up. And then the other. Again, breathe into that fire that you feel. By breathing into it, it actually cools it down. And then when you're ready, slowly lower. Come back down onto your mat. So you should be feeling like there's a lot of energy running through the body and you're quite fiery. So coming into a squat position, spread the fingers relatively wide, not all the way, but relatively wide, so there's an even distance between each finger. And then bend into your elbows. Coming into crow pose, come onto the soles of the feet, so come onto the balls of the feet, sorry. Bend into the elbows, take the knees to the back of the arms, and then gently tip your weight forward. Bring the two big toes to touch. Look forward so that your gaze is just a few inches in front of you. And get the hips high, send everything into the core. And then slowly release. Just shake the hips out from side to side. Bring yourself onto your sit bones. And take the soles of the feet to touch. And let the head go. So if you want to go through a few more rounds of crow pose, or perhaps take your legs up the wall again. And if you are new to crow pose, then go onto my Instagram. On InstaTV, I have a short tutorial on going into crow if you're a beginner, and a couple of different variations with that. So just let your breath relax a little bit. So everything down. Let the muscles of the face release. And then gently prop yourself back up. Take the soles of the feet to the mat and gently just make your way down. So taking the palms down, pressing the feet down, and inhale, lift the hips up, and then interlace your hands, come further onto the shoulders and just shimmy your shoulders a little bit further underneath you. And just check in and make sure that the whole pose isn't just being held up by your glutes. So the glutes are going to be activated, but see if you can also press into your feet, use your quads, send the energy out through your chest, and just release the glutes just a little bit. So we've done a lot of core work today, a lot of twisting, and quite a lot in the legs. So this is quite a nice one just to even everything out. Gently release, bring your knees to touch, and just window screen wipe your legs from side to side. Take any final last adjustments your body needs. For me, I love to end class with a happy baby is always quite nice, or a supine twist. If you're in happy baby, make this pose yes, you're opening your hips, but also a neutralizing of your spine, because we just went into a bridge pose. It wasn't a harsh back bend, but really want to press your lower back down into the mat in Happy Baby, and just find a tuck of your chin, or even put a cushion underneath your head. And just if you're in Happy Baby, you can release and give yourself a big hug. If you're in another pose, then gently make your way down. And set yourself up for a nice, comfy, relaxing Shavasana. I really suggest that you take a good 5 minutes at the end of class, or come up into a meditation and really receive the benefits of the practice. So